Amphibia Diversity in New York and South Africa by Brian Corso. I selected to discuss the class of amphibia, better known as amphibians because I've always been interested in animals like frogs due to the anime show Naruto Shippuden, which depicts frogs as ninjas fighting bad guys. The country I decided to compare and contrast with our New York State is South Africa, because it is one of my top vacation destinations, and I hope one day I have the privilege to visit the beautiful country at the bottom tip of Africa. The 5 most common species of amphibians of New York State are the American toad, the eastern red-spotted newt, the green frog, the eastern red-backed salamander, and the American bullfrog. The American toad. The American toad is located in areas with lots of moisture and plenty of insects. It is regularly located in parks, yards, farmland, prairies, mountain areas, and forests. Their geographic range covers parts of Canada, like Quebec and Ontario, covers the northeastern United States to the Midwest states. Some subspecies may even be found as far as North Texas. American toads need a semi-permanent freshwater pool or pond with shallow water in which to breed and to routinely collect their water supplies and for their early development. They additionally need dense patches of vegetation for hunting grounds and cover from predators. These toads hibernate in winter months and bury themselves in the dirt of their summer homes. They feed on ants, crickets, spiders, mealworms, earthworms, moths, slugs, centipedes, and other small invertebrates. The American toad's skin coloration can change depending on habitat color, humidity, and temperature. Color adjustments vary from yellow to brown to black, from solid colors to speckled. It has spots that contain only 1 to 2 warts. They are said to be descendants from an invasion of toads from South America and most likely traveled to North America by boat. The eastern red-spotted newt. The eastern newt is native to eastern North America. This species ranges throughout the eastern United States, from Canada all the way down to Florida, and west through the Great Lakes and Texas. As larvae and aquatic adults, they live in small areas of fresh water, including ponds, lakes, and nearby wet forests. As terrestrial juveniles, they live among leaf litter. They need a moist environment and thrive best as adults in a mud environment. Eastern newts have 3 stages of life. The aquatic larvae, or tadpole larvae, are brown-green. Then the red-eaved, or terrestrial juvenile stage is a bright orange-red with black outlined red spots. That is a warning to predators of their production of pterodotoxin. During this stage, the eave may travel far in search of a new pond and spread the population. After 2 or 3 years, the eave finds a pond and transforms into the aquatic adult. The adult's color is an olive green with a yellow underside, but keeps the black-rimmed red spots. It grows a larger blade-like tail. The eastern newt is carnivorous, so their diet consists of small mollusks, small crustaceans, insects, young amphibians, worms, and frog eggs. The eastern newts are also commonly taken as pets because they are very easy to take care of. The green frog. The green frog is a species native to eastern North America. They range from Canada to Florida to out west from the Great Lakes to Texas. Their habitats can be anywhere from shallow freshwater ponds, swamps, pools, lakes, streams, to roadside ditches. Green frogs are very invasive and are quick to colonize new bodies of water such as swimming pools. The adult green frog can grow from 5 to 10 centimeters long and usually have green heads with bodies being gray, brown, or dark green. Males have a distinguishable yellow throat. They are very active when temperatures are warm, and they are able to jump great distances. Their reproductive window is between the months of April through August. When temperatures are consistently warm, green frogs will eat anything they can capture including shrimp, other frogs, tadpoles, small snakes, insects, spiders, fish, crayfish, slugs, and snails. This species is very abundant in population. The eastern red-backed salamander. The eastern red-backed salamander is native to the wooded slopes in eastern North America. They can be located also as south as North Carolina and as north as Maritime provinces in Canada. They can also be found west from Missouri to Minnesota. This species is commonly seen with a red stripe from head to tail, or the second color variation known as the lead back, which is visually less red. Both color variations have speckled back, black and white stomachs. The red pigmentation may depend on climate habitat. Usually in colder regions, the red stripe variation is more dominant. The eastern red-backed salamander is a small terrestrial salamander, which usually lives in forested areas under rocks, logs, and barks. They prey on other small invertebrates, including isopods, spiders, millipedes, centipedes, scorpions, and gastropods. Their predators consist of snakes, small mammals, large salamanders, and birds. The American bullfrog. The American bullfrog is a large true frog native to eastern North America. However, due to the fact that they are a food source to humans, they have been taken out of their native range and globally distributed. Bullfrogs have been introduced to the western United States, China, Western Europe, South America, and Southeast Asia. This species usually inhabits large permanent water bodies such as lakes, ponds, and swamps. They can also be found in canals, ditches, culverts, pools, and koi ponds. The American bullfrog is very invasive due to their large size and large numbers of eggs they produce. They are considered to have a negative effect on the native amphibians when brought outside of their native range, and upset the ecological balance. The American bullfrog is very aggressive. They prey on small animals they can overpower and stuff down their throats. This includes rodents, small snakes, other frogs, amphibians, and other invertebrates such as snails, worms, and insects, which follow the usual frog diet. Other than food, they are also very commonly used for educational purposes in schools such as dissection in science classes. The top 5 most common species of amphibians of South Africa: the western leopard toad, the Cape river frog, the painted reed frog, the racos toad, and the clicking stream frog. The western leopard toad. The western leopard toad gets its name from its brown leopard pattern spots on its yellowish-green body. This species is native to the areas of the Cape Peninsula, the Cape Flats, and the Agulhas Flats of the Western Cape, South Africa. Its natural habitat is Mediterranean-type shrubby vegetation, falling within several vegetation types including Cape Flats, sand plains, fynbos, and Cape Flats dune strandveld. Due to the lack of natural habitat, they are more commonly found in suburban gardens. Breeding habitats include swamps, freshwater lakes, urban riverine, watercourses, natural ponds, and garden ponds. Adult frogs are active at night and eat small invertebrates. They are currently endangered due to loss of natural habitat. The Cape river frog. The Cape river frog is fairly large, athletic build with long hind legs and webbed feet. They are strong swimmers. They range in color from dark to light brown, olive with green streaks. They are native to the Eastern Cape and Western Cape provinces of South Africa. The Cape river frog can be found in range of temperate to tropical habitats, including grassland, rivers, swamps, freshwater lakes, pastureland, savanna, shrubland, fynbos, marshes, and springs. Water storage areas, ponds, dams, and sewage treatment areas where fresh water is at least sufficient seasonally for breeding. They will even take up residence and reproduce in domestic water containers such as water butts or horse troughs. The Cape River frog is an active predator, preying on medium-sized invertebrates such as crickets, but also eats small reptiles, mammals, and amphibians, including smaller members of its own species. The painted reed frog. The painted reed frog is a frog species located in South Africa, Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique, as well as Botswana, Lesotho, and Tanzania. It is very spread out throughout Africa. Forests, savannas, shrublands, grasslands, rivers, swamps, and freshwater lakes are among the natural habitats where it can be found. The painted reed frog gets along well with humans and can be found in pastures, rural gardens, and cities. This species displays different camouflage with its environment, while in the night their appearance is colorful and eye-catching, with either white or yellowish color with black stripes and red spots on its underside. The Racose toad. The Racose toad, also known as the ranger's toad, is a species native to southern Africa. They can be found in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Eswatini, Lesotho, and southern Namibia. Penibles, houseland, grassland, dry thicket forest, savanna, and agricultural land are all habitats where it can be found. Dams, ponds, and pools along slow-flowing streams are used for breeding. It appears to have a preference for permanent bodies of water. It feeds on small vertebrates, but mainly insects up to the size of crickets. The mating call made by male adults in the breeding season is a loud, repetitive duck-like quacking. They are usually a brown or grayish color with dark brown spots and white underside. When endangered, it will excrete white spots with venom. The clicking stream frog. The clicking stream frog is a tiny frog species. It has long, almost unwebbed toes and is brown in color. It is slenderly built and agile. Lesotho, South Africa, Swaziland, and potentially Botswana and Namibia are all homes to the species. On the distant Atlantic island of Saint Helena, it has an introduced population. It's a rather common species. Clicking stream frogs can be found in a variety of habitats, with the exception of arid areas. Forests, Penibles houselands, thickets, savanna and grasslands, as well as modified habitats. Almost any shallow, vegetated body of water can be used for breeding. All of the different amphibians require the body of water to survive and reproduce. Amphibians like a moist, wet environment, but the difference I found between the two localities are the forest environments. In South Africa, there are very little forest environments, especially coniferous or deciduous forests, which the amphibians of New York State require and live in. Human influence. Most of the amphibian population distribution is done through bodies of water, with the very rare instances of human introduction to new lands. The only species with significant human introduction was the American bullfrog, due to its large size and presence as a source of food. None of the species were introduced to either localities by human activity. How this assignment helped me? This assignment helped me better understand the hierarchy of taxonomy and meaning of each taxonomy group. It allowed me to see how broad the organism of amphibians are and how they connect and resemble one another. I really learned that as long as there is a body of water, there will be an amphibian. This assignment also helped me understand that amphibians are much more than just frogs. And there is a wide variety of amphibians in New York State alone, and they can be very cute and pleasing to the eye.